Hi everyone, I am Natasha Bray. I'm a success mastery coach and healer for women entrepreneurs who want to unlock something I call the ultimate up level, where they have more success in their life, in their business, and in their relationships. So I am here with the lovely Schadia Gourirran today. And Schadia is a business coach and she also trains in communication. I'm just going to hand you over to Schadia now to tell you more about the amazing work that she's been doing. So over to you, Schadia.
Thank you, Natasha. Hello, everybody. I'm a business coach, and the people I like to help, and I usually introduce myself saying who I like to help, are women entrepreneurs who are optimistic and creative, sometimes very creative, so creative that their ideas go everywhere. And I'm there to help them to just canalize that and find the one thing that they can create from all these ideas. And I do that through what I call four pillars. The first one is finding the right alignment for them, and that means also finding a balance between work and life. The second pillar is healing their relationship with money, understanding their relationship with money, and then finding the right prices for them too, not just the price that someone tells them they should use. The third pillar is daring to let their inner light shine. That's something very important, because I believe that when you let your inner light shine, you can impact people who will then impact other people, and that's something beautiful. And the fourth pillar is creating and delivering impactful services.
Wow, love that. Fab. And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for 4 months officially. So I trained for about 6 months before that, but officially for 4 months.
Fab. Yeah. And where did you come from before business? What were you doing before that?
I've had a very eclectic career. So I used to teach English. I did that for 5 years. Then I worked in HR and communication. Then I left my job after I burnt out. And so that was 3 years ago now. And I started coaching people who had burnt out and didn't want to fall back into the usual traps. I did that for 2 years, and now I decided to start teaching women entrepreneurs because it felt more like me, and it feels like it's the logical next step.
Thank you for sharing more about your journey as well. And I really love those 4 pillars that you shared. They're also important. So you are you've got so much experience, and obviously all the experience through your career and the last few years have contributed to this evolution of the business that you have today. And around, I think it was like 6-7 weeks ago, you joined me for the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. So I'd love to know just a little bit about what made you decide to join the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. And just for anyone watching, it's where we go through healing something we call the 4 success saboteurs that are influencing you and causing you to sabotage or hold yourself back in your business. So I know you're only partway through, but so much has happened for you in that time. So we're like 6 weeks in, it's 8 months long, so still quite a way to go yet. But what initially attracted you to joining me?
Well, I've actually been following you for maybe a year and a half, but I guess I don't really know why I joined. I never really connected, but at some point it was like so obvious that it was for me. And I did the last Your Next 6-Figure challenge. Was it in November, something like that? And it was already so good, and it brought so many things to my consciousness. It helped me a lot back then, and I knew I wanted to join the academy. And I started actually with Wealth and Worth Mastery. I only enrolled in that, and but I knew I wanted to do the rest anyway. And that was, 3 minutes in, that's the first module of Wealth and Worth Mastery I was already crying because so many things were already coming up. And yeah, I don't think I realized the impact it had on me. It has had on me because it's still going on. But a few days ago, actually, I listened to the imprint for that part again, and I realized what a journey it has been since I started. So it has impacted so many parts of my life, my health, my relationships, my business, obviously. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I just remembered, yes. So it's more like a few months that you've been there, not 6 weeks. It's a bit longer in total, isn't it?
I think I joined in January. Is it possible?
Yes. But so much has happened in that time. Thank you for sharing a bit about your journey to joining me as well. And really interesting how sometimes we're in a little bit of denial. So there was a part of you that knew that it was something you did, but not a conscious part of you. So you started with healing the hustler, and we've recently just healed the overgiver saboteurs as well. And for you, the change started happening, well, 3 minutes in, as you just
Really.
So do you remember the initial few things that changed for you, like when you joined and when you started diving into the work?
I don't remember what it was exactly, but one thing that really helped, I think we started with journaling very early in the program, and I had never let anything, rise up that easily before. The questions were so good that it just flew out of me, and it really helped. So that's the one thing that helped a lot. And just I like understanding things, and you explain it so well. I can really get where my wounds come from. I also get where the wounds of the people I love come from, which also helps in the relationships. And then the hypnosis are amazing, and I'm always blown away by what comes up. And one funny thing is that I feel like every time I listen to the imprints, the audios, so I hear something different, and there's always something new that I realize. So yeah, does that answer the question? I don't remember what you asked.
Yeah, no, everything is really amazing to hear, and I'm so glad that things start to shift quickly for you. How would you say it's changed how you feel about yourself?
I feel like already with Wealth and Worth Mastery, I started to love myself a lot more. And I've been overweight for 7 years now, and I had never, ever contacted anybody to do anything. I didn't want to do physical efforts. And I think it was halfway through Wealth and Worth Mastery, I called a naturopath. And I'm not dieting, but I just changed the way I eat. I eat more consciously. I walk a lot more. And I've already lost 8 kilos, which is about 17 pounds, I think. And so that's one amazing thing. And not just losing weight, but just feeling healthier, feeling like I have more energy, and not just for me, but also for my business. That's a lot for me. So that's health, but relationships changed a lot too, especially with my husband. I used to feel attacked by everything he said and his jokes, and now I feel like it's okay to tell him when it's too much, and it's okay I feel like I have more respect for myself, so I can ask other people to have more respect for me too.
Yeah, that's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. And also with my mother, that was a big one too, because I've been parenting her since I was 7, and it's become very heavy. And she's my mother and I'm her daughter. I shouldn't act like her mother, but I do, and I feel like I have to. Like it's one of my roles to do that. And I never felt like she understood that or even saw it. And a few days ago, she called me and she thanked me for helping her overcome her own traumas. So that was something very intense for me.
Like,
I'm convinced 100% that it's because I've worked on myself that I changed things for her too, and for the people around me. So that's amazing.
it is amazing. So yeah, lots of the work, I guess, that we don't realize we need to do to free ourselves is on these relationships from the past and relationships in the present that might be causing us to fit into certain roles that don't always serve us, really. So just wow, first of all, acknowledgement that, you know, that your worth has shifted so much that you wanted to focus on your health, and it almost feels natural. It doesn't seem like it was like a forced effort. It was just something you naturally wanted to do and change for yourself, and with incredible results. Well done. That's phenomenal. Also improvements with your relationship with your husband, and also now with your relationship with your mum as well. And what about your business? What's happened there for you across this time?
Well, a few things too. So like I said, I started over 4 months ago. I was coming out of a really bad work relationship where I lost a lot of money and a lot of self-esteem too. And so it didn't make it easy to start over, but I'm actually pretty proud of what I've done in the last 4 months. I've had about 10 new clients, which is more than I had in a whole year before that. Yeah, that's amazing. And also one thing that is very important to me is that all my clients are soul clients. They're exactly the ideal clients. So it's a lot of fun working with them. I've also done a lot in the last 4 months. I've created a new program, a new 5-month program, 2 master classes, 2 one-day intensive programs on communication. So I don't even know how I've done that, but it just came out easily.
Not sabotaging anymore.
Yeah. And about income, so it's not my ideal income yet, but when I think about it, I've earned about 8,500 euros over the last 4 months, which is also a lot more than what I've ever done. And I think it's quite good for starting 4 months ago.
It really is. Just to put that in perspective, that's what I made in my first full year in business, 8,500. So I think that's pretty good to do that in 4 months. And I think it's key what you said there as well. Like anyone watching this who is in those earlier stages of a business, you know, you've started from scratch over again, and it's really inspiring for those women watching this, perhaps maybe in a similar position to how you were before going into this business or before starting this, where you were 4 months ago. So it's actually really incredible what you've achieved in that time.
Thank you. But, you know, I think what also helped, I mean, what I gained from your program is I used to have a lot of fears. I still do have some, but I don't react the same way now when I'm scared, and because I just have more faith in what I do. I know that that's what I'm here for. And I don't know how, but somehow when I feel scared, I can change those thoughts and just make them something positive and focus on the positive, because it's just like looking at what I earned in the past 4 months. It's not much. It's not enough to live for me anyway. And but still, when I look at the good side of things, I've done so much in 4 months. So I'm really proud of it. And just choosing to think positive thoughts, it helps a lot to go on, especially in the early stages when, I mean, I still have doubts sometimes. I still wonder if I should take a part-time job and things like that. But I have that drive that tells me I just have to go on. I cannot stop now. It's impossible.
I don't think you're going to need a part-time job. I think it's going to gain momentum now, and it's going to grow even more. but yeah, it's key that you mentioned there's still doubts and fears, but when we do that deep inner work that we do in the academy, it changes how you respond to those thoughts and fears. I still have fears. I've done so much inner work, so many layers of these healings now. And I still have fears. I still procrastinate sometimes as well, you know, because one of the saboteurs might be coming up. But I work through it a lot quicker now, or I don't let it affect me in the same way. Action is the biggest needle mover in any business, and what stops us taking action is often what's going on in our hearts, in our minds. And so it's really good that you mentioned that, actually, so others can realize you can never eliminate negative thoughts and fears entirely, but you can change how you respond to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the lows are never as low as they were before, so that's also something that's changed.
Yeah. And I think I remember you saying you put your prices up as well, and you know,
yes.
So although the income is not quite where you want it yet, your prices are much higher, you're attracting better fit clients, soul clients, and you're creating your unique body of work, of course, that you're going to be selling and building on. So there's so much to have done in the last 4 months. It really is amazing.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it's really a lot. But again, it came really easily because it's me. Just the programs are me, they come from me. So.
And have you done any other sort of therapy, healing style work, mindset work before?
Well, mindset, yes, a little bit, but never with therapy, which is so interesting and much more powerful. I've done some, therapy from time to time, but just like one session here and there, nothing as powerful and consistent as what I'm doing now with you.
Yeah. What do you think is different about that then to other things you might have tried before?
Well, I really like the combination of journaling, hypnotherapy, and just the fact that it's not about one problem, it's about something more global. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, and it's also a mix of bringing things to consciousness, but also allowing myself to just trust my intuition and trust that. And I had that thought when I worked on abandonment. There was something that came up again and again, and I couldn't understand why that was related to abandonment. And then you told me that I had to see it from a different perspective, and it's not that I was abandoned, it's that I felt like I abandoned someone. And but I had to trust my intuition that that thing came up for a reason, and it did. So yeah, I think that's what is so special about this program. It's that it's a combination of many things.
Yeah. And just for anyone watching, we use, I think it's like the fact that we like approach it from so many different angles and layers and things, so that, as you say, it's not just the abandonment wound, it's like all the different things that could be contributing and surrounding that, and the abandonment wound being just one wound underneath the overgiver saboteur. And we look at all the different wounds, so we clear out lots of root causes that could be contributing to those particular saboteurs. And we look at the 5 levels: conscious, subconscious, that's the mind, heart, soul, energy, and action. And it feels like there's no like straight line in it either, is there? It's just like we throw everything at it, and it creates big shifts fast. So
yeah, and there are 2 things I want to say about that. The first one is that it really feels like sometimes in one module, it feels like 6 months of therapy. And we work through so much, and sometimes it can be very tiring, but it's so, I mean, the impact is so quick and powerful that it's so worth it. And what else did I want to say? I don't know, I forgot. It will come up if it has to.
that was really, yeah. I often say it's like having years of therapy in one session sometimes. So the fact that just a group workshop can give you that same feeling of 6 months worth of therapy in one session. Yes, it can be a bit of an emotional roller coaster. We're not gonna lie about that.
But it's really worth it. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. I really feel like you have ruined all of the programs for me, because I really feel like I could do this one over and over, and I would still always gain something from it, because there are so many layers to what we can uncover about ourselves. So.
Compliment. Thank you for sharing that. And for anyone who is watching this and might be interested in joining the Academy, what would you say to them?
I would say don't hesitate, because I joined because I wanted to earn more money. That's what was conscious for me. But I think it spoke to so many other parts of me. And I can see that, I mean, it's been what, I guess, 3 months now. And I can see that so many changes in my life. It's totally worth it. And I feel like I don't ever want to see a therapist again. I have everything here. It might not be right to say that, but I really feel like it. So
I'm your therapist for life now.
yeah, that's it.
No, thank you for sharing that. A lot of people do say, you know, that they've had like tens of years of therapy sometimes and they've never gone as deep. Or it's because we do uncover so many layers and different perspectives around things. So thank you for sharing that. And if you're interested in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, do send me a message, because we are opening the doors again for mid-May. And that is the last time that you can get into the Academy this year. And for you, Schadia, anyone who's interested in your work, where can they find out more about you and your amazing 4 pillars of transformation that you have?
So I guess the easiest way is to find me on Facebook. My page is called Schadia Kriya Coaching. And yeah, and just contact me through there.
Right. Well, thank you. And that's it from us for now. As I said, please do drop me a message with Academy in the message if you are interested in finding out more. Bye for now.